Oversight? Are you kidding? The CIA doesn't have any oversight. No one knows what they do with our money. Congress sends them a blank check and leaves it at that. Even the president doesn't ask. He wants total deniability. I'm not a witness. I made the payments. I laundered the money out of Washington through banks in Europe or Asia into Africa. Nobody could follow the path after I got done with it. You'd never be able to prove that money came from the CIA, no matter what some two-bit rebel leader in some third world country might say afterwards. The CIA tells its field operators that America needs a sympathetic ear in the area. And we heard that so much it became a cliche. Most every country in Africa has either oil or copper, or it sits next to a country that has one of those resources we consider vital to our standard of living. Yes, copper's a part of more than you realize. China's buying up all the copper mines, and eventually that's going to give them control over everything, from computers to air conditioners. My job, succinctly, organize revolts. Bloody, peaceful, whatever it took to get a government in power that would further American interest. The CIA funded these revolts. I used that CIA money for weapons that gave rebels in half a dozen countries the chance to take down their government. Your guess is as good as mine when it comes to how many innocent people were killed by those guns. But don't judge me too harshly. I didn't hear any of you complaining when America's influence lowered the price of gas or computers. I left because I couldn't watch all the money being wasted. We tossed millions, tens of millions at these rebel groups. Some of them were nothing more than large street gangs. Others weren't that well organized. I'll tell you the truth about the CIA, how it helps America. Judge me how you want, but I kept almost $10 million earmarked for one of those groups. Louisa, my wonderful wife, wanted me to give millions to charity. I love her heart and her generosity, but how do you give that kind of money and keep your own name out of the newspapers? She was a nurse and I was a spy. People would have asked how we had so much money. So we kept it. We lived well, but the money didn't mean much. Louisa died too soon. Noah, my son with Down syndrome, developed Alzheimer's. While I took care of him, he drifted back through his life and told me how much I missed being gone. You see, spies pay a high price. We miss a life with our families. When I retired, all we had left were stories, and I wasn't in them. After you read my story, judge for yourself if I'm a good or a bad person.